All right, so there's a lot of talk out there about the industry and is it a good trade? You guys know that I've been doing this a long time and I get a lot of comments out there. Is this a good trade? Should I get into it? I'm in school right now. So I want to talk to you guys about setting yourself up. We've talked about it in the past, but it is very crucial to being successful in any career that you have. And if you work for a shop, they're going to want you to do a certain amount of work. That way they can get what they want. And that way you're gonna be able to keep your job and keep them happy by doing that. So you guys know that this is a big, beautiful shop, but when they are designing these shops, they're setting them up for an amount of people that will work inside that shop. That way they can produce the number that they're looking for. So each stall has to turn a certain amount of work in order for this to be a successful shop. So if you know that that's how it works and you see that that's how the company actually hits their number, don't think it's just for them. That is something that you can use as well in the day-to-day thing. So you know that you have to produce a number out of this booth in order for this shop to be successful. We have 3 booths here. We have a double wide as well as a truck booth and also a regular single booth here. But these booths have to produce a number. And in order to do that, you're gonna have to set yourself up for a goal. Without a goal, you're not gonna be able to hit a consistent number. No matter how consistent you are in what you do, you're always gonna go up or go down. But with a target and being able to check it daily, that is gonna make sure that you hit that number that you're looking for. So I get here at 6 o'clock and I wake up at 5. That way I'm able to beat the traffic out on the road. There is a couple of school zones on the way and I don't want to be caught out there on the road for an hour when I could already be here just by waking up a half hour early and being able to produce the number that I'm looking for. So first thing I do when I get here is handle the jobs that are in the booth, get them out, hit any dirt nibs that I need to handle, and that way that's out of the way. You want to get those things that are not profitable to you out of the way early. That way you're able to still hit that number that you want in that normal work day. So right now, the office staff is in there doing their morning meeting. That way they can go over all the jobs in the shop and be able to deliver those cars successfully and still be able to hit that number. So they go off of a weekly number as well as a daily. That way they hit their month. So I'm gonna show you guys them now in there handling their meeting. That way they can come out here and run the shop and have a successful shop. All right, so every morning at around 7:30, they do their meeting. And here's our manager now. He's going over all the cars in the shop with these estimators and the front office lady. That way they're able to get the projection for the day. So not only do they do things like this at the shop, but after they do those type of meetings, they'll come out and report to us. But we also have this board in here, which is what we need to hit as a goal for the shop together with the crew. So once a week, we'll go over this with the staff here, all the bodymen, the painters, and everybody in here. That way we all know what we are trying to hit. So if you do not have a goal, if you do not have something written down on paper like they do inside there in their morning meeting, as well as inside the break room that they can go over with us, you're not gonna be able to hit what you're looking to do. So the biggest thing is having a goal. That way you know what you're actually trying to achieve, because without that, you're gonna fluctuate like I told you guys in the beginning of the video. So I'm gonna show you guys now what I do over in my area. That way I have everything handled and I'm able to hit the number. All right, so the first thing you're gonna wanna do is get a number that you want to achieve daily for yourself. That's gonna be based off of your speed, as well as how long you've been doing this and how comfortable you are with doing your job. So don't set a number that isn't achievable, because you guys have to realize you still have to produce a quality job. And that is where things start to change, because anybody knows that if you push yourself too hard, your work isn't gonna be as well because you're trying to rush. So make sure you do what is comfortable for you. And whatever that number is that you need to hit, you keep it in your mind and you have it already set before you come into work. You want to think about what you're doing before you get here. You don't want to come in here and then try to figure out what you're going to be doing. You want to already have that in mind. That way you can get here and get your feet on the ground and start producing that number. So the first thing that I do is have what I need to get done already in my mind. That way I'm able to get it achieved. But you want to make sure that you have a list. And this is the key to everything that I do. And this is how I've been successful. So everything that I do is written down, with the hours, with the day, with the body man, with the vehicle. That way I know what I'm doing daily. This is Monday, you've got Tuesday, you've got Wednesday, you've got Thursday, and here's Friday. So this is a little messy, you guys won't be able to read it. But we've been doing this now for the whole year, and I've done this for many, many years. We have everything written down on here, all the weeks, through the months, through the year. That way we hit our goals. So this is gonna be crucial for anybody to be successful in any career that they're having, to make sure that they write it down, you keep track of it. I like to do half a day, so before lunch, if my goal is 40 hours, I'm gonna try to do 20 before lunch, and then I'm gonna try to do 20 after lunch. So make it based off of what you're comfortable with doing, and that way you are gonna still be able to produce that quality job that you have to do, and you're still gonna hit that number you want. All right, so the first thing you're gonna wanna do is get your area set up with everything that you need. This is my fest tool, which means I have everything on this cart. That way I'm not running around looking for anything. It isn't the best organized thing, but I know where everything is. I got my sandpapers all dialed in up here that I'm using all the time, and everything I need is basically on this cart. That way I'm not running around looking for anything. Same thing when I'm buffing the cars out. You guys have seen my cart. Everything is on that cart when I'm over there. That way I'm not looking for nothing. Being close to things and having everything in arm's reach is gonna be key to getting more done and having a better day. So keep things close, set up a cart, get everything that you use on it. That way you're not running around wasting time. All right, so one thing that has been better now that I'm at this new shop is I have 2 booths, but the key to these being production oriented is that they are drive-through. So you set your car up here, you run them in, and then you run them out, and you're able to load this area up, whatever you're gonna be prepping out, and not have to back it up out of the way in order to get things in. That is gonna be crucial, and that is, to me, the best thing that you can have in a production shop. So when you're building these shops, when you're designing these shops, think of all these things as the layout of how the cars are gonna flow through that shop, how you're gonna be able to get them in and out, and get them back to the body man, and get them out to detail, and then back to the customer. All right, so one other thing that is gonna be crucial in production is having the right stands. You guys see here, we've always had good stands. We're able to paint the inside as well as the outside all at one time. That way you're not wasting time cutting in parts, hanging them back on the car, retaping the job up, and you're able to get them through the shop that much quicker and that much better, because you're not having any overspray blowing in, you're not masking off jams, you're giving that job a one-touch system, which to me through the years has been the best. Yes, you have to have good body men in order to do that. That way they don't scratch that car. But over time, you'll see that everybody will work better together. They'll make more money because you're moving cars through that booth faster. The shop's gonna be more successful, and everyone is gonna get a better outcome, as well as the customer, because you're giving those jobs the beautiful paint job that we're looking for. So one thing that I do have to tell you guys is, when you're at work, be at work. So a lot of people will get to work, they'll start talking, they'll start eating. I get to work and I immediately stay in my area and produce what I need to produce. So one of my all-time mentors, Jim Rohn, he always said, when you're at the beach, be at the beach, and when you're at the house, be at the house. So don't be somewhere else thinking about something else. Be where you're at. That way you can keep your mind on what you need to, and you're able to produce what you need to produce. All right, so you guys seen that I had an engine light on in the Audi. And so I've had some of the import cars years ago, and every time a light came on, you had to bring that vehicle to the dealer. With the Audi, it is a little bit different. You can do your services as far as your oil changes, but some of these inspection lights need a scanner. So there are companies out there that make them, and one of them happened to reach out to me, and I thought it was perfect time to try it out. So first thing we're gonna do is get this vehicle hooked up to a tender. This is not a mandated thing, but it is the right way to do it. That way you do not have the engine running when you're checking your codes. It will work, but we have the access to this here unit, and we're gonna do it the right way here at the shop. So we've got it plugged in, and I got my man Justin here. He is gonna be helping me out with this one because he does all the scanning in the shop, and he's familiar with the high-end scanners that we use. And I told him, let's try out this one, being that you have a lot of experience with some of the high-end ones. That way you can give us feedback on this unit that is very reasonable.
Plug into your normal every car has an ODB connector down here underneath. Usually they're underneath the dash. So it'll plug right into that just like any normal scanner will. We're gonna put the car in accessory mode. So we're gonna do a DTC lookup. Two codes here that are active.
And this will do the trick. So if you guys are interested in getting your codes turned off on any of your cars, when you reach out to Foxwell, you'll tell them the vehicle. They'll give you the one that will work for you, and you'll be able to handle your vehicle at your house instead of having to take it into the dealer.
So right now it's saying that your battery is rated for 550 cold cranking amps.
Right.
That's what the battery uses to start the engine when it's cold.
All right, we're gonna go ahead and start it up now. So we're gonna run it up to about 2,500.
Yeah, it has a graph, so when you were holding the RPMs, it was holding that line solid above the charging line, which is great. Now that's off, now we're below. So now, right now, technically we're draining battery.
All right, so definitely a cool tool to have at the house. That way you can check some of your codes, check your charging system, as well as your battery. Stay out of them dealers as much as possible by picking up one of these Foxwell scanners, and I think you guys will be happy with it. All right, so communication is also a big part of having a successful shop. So when I'm done with my parts, they're behind the booth and I take care of them early. That way when all the bodymen come into the shop, they know when they're over there, they are ready for them to be assembled. So you have to talk with the guys in the shop. You have to build a relationship with them, because the more you can talk about the jobs in the shop, the more everybody knows what's going on, the more you're gonna be able to hit that goal, not only for yourself, but for your fellow employees and the business. So think of all these things, because if a body man brings over a part to you and you're in the middle of doing something else, but he comes over and says, hey, I got a bumper, that's all you've got, you can get this in the booth quick with maybe some of your other parts, that's not only gonna help you make more money that day, but it's gonna help him be able to get that job built the next day and get him to his goal. So build a relationship with the people in the shop. That way everybody is on the same team and you're working together, because together you're gonna get more than being just by yourself. So So one of the biggest things in a shop is the parts department. And you guys see here that we have all the carts loaded up with the ROs on the job with the cart. They'll get pushed over to the job, because without the parts, you're not able to fix these vehicles. So this is a crucial part of any body shop, is having your parts department set up. That way you're able to get the parts in and over to the body men and get that job moving. So you can see that in the shop, everybody has their specific job, but together as a team, we're able to get the outcome that we're looking for. So you're really gonna wanna make sure that you have a list and you write it down, because that is gonna set you up with a goal, which is gonna allow you to keep that in your mind and stay focused on hitting your mark daily. And if you guys follow Crash on Instagram or on YouTube, you would have seen the summit that they did out in California. That was a big summit to build up and give all kinds of mentorships to our management team. That way it can trickle down on us and we can know the goal here in the shop. So I've been doing this now for years, and I'm telling you, if you write down everything that you're doing daily, by the end of the year, you will not believe the difference that it makes. Writing down your goal, that way you have something to achieve and you're able to focus on it daily, which is gonna give you guys what you want by the end of the year. So I hope you guys got something out of this video. I wanted to do it to let you guys know that this is a crucial part. And you see the body man over there, he's got his down. Everyone is trying to keep focus on the goal. That way, at the end of the year, you're gonna hit that mark that you want. So I hope you guys like this video. We'll see you guys on the next one.